Make You Happen podcast with Sanjay Desai, a podcast that will empower you in achieving everyday success.
Hello, co travelers. Welcome to episode 5 of the Make You Happen podcast series. In the last episode, I began sharing some universal lessons of my journey in my quest to figure out if we manifest our personal reality. We went through 3 significant challenges served up to us by external events. But I realized that the key to handling all of them lies in how I manage myself. Today, I will be sharing with you my learnings of managing challenges that come from within ourselves. To refresh your minds, I began my entrepreneurial journey with 2 major setbacks that came close after one another. The first one was a dot-com bust. The times were so uncertain that I had to hedge myself. I was feeling insecure. I ended up making commitments to multiple areas. 1. Bank assurance. 2. Outsourcing business with a UK-based partner. And 3. Advising a 60 people software company for a stake. I got so preoccupied with these multiple commitments that when my British partner suddenly left, that came as a shock. I had completely missed seeing any signs of his second thoughts. I wasn't alert enough. When I joined hands with the software company to become Aurionpro, I had learnt my lessons. I let go of my security and BPO dreams in favor of the one and only software business. Our collective focus in the software business worked magic to give us a growth boom and motivate us for a scale-up funding. Focus. This is what everyone speaks about. Whether it is Steve Jobs, metaphysics, or even quantum physics. It's our focus and attention that manifests our intent in all aspects of life. Focus makes things happen. I'm sure most of us are well aware of this. But this fact being so familiar, we don't think about it consciously. The challenges of focusing, therefore, actually stay hidden within us. We will cover many of these in much greater detail in other episodes. But there is one overriding challenge I would like to speak about today. How is it possible to stay focused over a long period of time? All of you would have heard about the practice of keeping on looking at a candlelight or diya to increase your length of keeping focus. We think of it in terms of minutes, not even hours. In the education sector, it is accepted that 40 minutes is the maximum time for sustaining attention in day-to-day circumstances. In entrepreneurship, we are called upon to sustain focus over years to make that one dream come true. The innate nature of our minds is to keep going here and there, getting distracted, getting disturbed. Monkey mind is an apt description for it. Over such a long period, how will we manage our mind? Can we close our eyes to everything that is constantly moving and affecting us? On one hand, we have to battle everything that keeps coming in the way of our goal. On the other hand, we have to keep resisting new lollipops the world keeps offering. Isn't this a classic push and pull challenge that keeps disturbing our focus? We have to keep handling this seesaw challenge throughout the journey. I believe my sense of purpose and determination not to flinch from my commitment helped me tremendously with this challenge. The key in managing our distractions and confusion is a strong sense of commitment and responsibility to make our dream come true. That brings me to another systemic push and pull phenomenon: the ups and downs in real life. Let us consider how they affect our journey. You might remember how we did a public issue at Aurionpro for scaling up the company. Now, to make a public issue, or even procure the smallest of external investment, we need to make business plans. Many of you would know that business plans are made on Excel sheets with a battery of assumptions about future business potential. We go by these business plans to stay focused on the business. We also use them to value the business based on which investors come in. While this is a practice the world over, the truth is that the business plans at the end of the day are linear and based on past track record. But what is the experiential truth? Reality is seldom linear and doesn't repeat itself. It is an unknown that is becoming known. Reality also comes in constant ups and downs, just like the tides of an ocean. Consider the stock market, economic cycles, weather, even your moods and biorhythms. Everything keeps moving up and down. Thus, real business results, too, are affected by these roller coaster rides. But business plans do not build in these adversities. At the end of the day, no one likes to see the negative impacts. Do you see the paradox? Reality will imprint its ups and downs on you, but you will still be under pressure to meet the business plans. Why am I saying all this here? This paradox triggers a couple of self-management challenges which are very dominant but elusive to manage. You would have heard everyone talk about dreaming big. That surely inspires us, gives us fuel to move forward, to prove ourselves, and to make a big impact. While dreaming big is great for self-motivation, it also sets up for failure when those big dreams get reflected into business plans without the volatile reality considerations. How is it possible to account for the roller coaster rides of reality in the same emotional breath of being gung-ho about your own pursuit? It is always our optimistic enthusiasm that comes into our plans. Moreover, business plans also serve as a roadmap guidance to move forward. We don't really want adversities in our inspirational plans, do we? This is what brings in the challenge of deceptive expectations about future plans. We feel led down a path of roses where thorns are also strewn around. When reality asserts itself, we invariably end up looking overcommitted retrospectively. Now, when these gaps between plans and performance show up, we get emotionally derailed, and it is very easy to lose focus on our business. We get embroiled in managing ourselves as well as other stakeholders. Given the long and turbulent nature of the journey, where going down is also an intrinsic part, how can one keep focus and sustain self-belief and credibility? Consequently, it is very sensible to bootstrap, be cautious in expending resources, plan in smaller details, and stay prepared for contingencies well beyond the business plans. At Orient Pro, one of my partners did this very well. Irrespective of the success from the public issue, he would ensure that spends are well managed. But despite that culture, when we were affected by the financial crisis of 2008, we had to question our over-optimism and over-commitments. Retrospectively, we look bad, even though we were in sync with the boom times. So, on one hand, we have to be with the flow of times. But in preparation of future contingencies, we also have to be contrary to the flow. We are required to keep balancing this dilemma. In astrology, they say that Neptune subtly seduces us with dreams and potential. Uranus fires us up to move forward aggressively, But Saturn then comes around to pull you back to the ground reality. That brings us to the challenge of resilience. How do we withstand the regularly volatile nature of reality? Resilience has become such a chic and popular term recently due to the COVID times. In episode 4, I did cover dealing with such big shifts like COVID. But resilience is much more fundamental and prevailing in any journey of manifestation than just big shifts. In the ups and downs that we consistently face, we need an ability to stay put and continue the pursuit of our goal. There are two parts here: staying put and pursuing our goal. Staying put reminds me of mountains. Whether it is the Himalayas or Mount Fuji, they have always inspired us to be steadfast and still, to become like a wall. Despite whatever winds, rains, storms, or tornadoes, mountains represent this hermit nature. They don't get moved. Sthita prajna is the Sanskrit word that comes to mind. It is a popular takeaway from Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna asks Arjun to be unmoved by whatever is happening around him and focus on performing the right action. So, how can we stay put? What will be needed for it? If you reflect on all our stories and literature throughout humanity, they're all centered around a hero. Our hero pursues a goal and sustains the journey come what may. She pursues the right course of actions. We worship the hero archetype. It is a deep psychic icon that we are all wired to emulate. A hero never gives up, in real life or on the silver screen or in a book. I wonder how many of you have read my book, Jasmine Builds on Shifting Sands. Jasmine doesn't give up her pursuit of success, no matter how much the sands below her shift. So the question is, are you pursuing a goal that you won't give up, come what may? Are you prepared to sustain your motivation in the face of any challenge and obstacles? What is the heart quotient of my journey? Our heart becomes steadfast into something for a long time only when we really, really want it, and we identify ourselves completely with that goal. Giving it up has to feel like killing some part of ourselves. Only then we stay put. To sustain our journey in fighting the hurdles day on day over a long period of time is the second part of resilience. Here, we are speaking about our spirit also going up and down again and again in sync with what we are facing in the journey. How vulnerable we are to cycles of negativity. Can we look at our hurdles as challenges and treat them as opportunities to keep getting better and better? Can I become my higher self as I keep facing these challenges? Rumi says, you have to keep breaking your heart until it opens up. I was fortunate enough to have a sense of purpose in beginning my entrepreneurial journey. I had taken up the challenge to verify if it is possible to manifest our reality. As I sustained the journey in that pursuit, it is my journey of resilience that became my destination. I've devoted the whole episode 3 to this story. I found resilience to be a Pandora's box of self-consciousness. I became introspective and self-aware about my intentions, goals, motivations, will, failures, and capabilities to spring back. I can't help but quote Rumi again. If everything around you is dark, look again. You may be the light. It has been an immense pleasure sharing all of this with you. My heart feels so light. I hope you too are finding value in this journey. In the next episode, we will discuss the culmination of all these challenges that we've been covering over the last 2 episodes. I'm really looking forward to episode 6. See you again very soon.
Make You Happen podcast with Sanjay Desai, a podcast that will empower you in achieving everyday success.